So this was just something different I want to show you guys. I don't grow as many banana varieties as I used to anymore, but I still have just a few around. So this right here is a Namwah. There's two types of Namwahs out there. You can find the regular Namwahs and the Dwarf Namwahs. The regular Namwahs, they fruit at about, I would say, 12, 14 feet. So about 12, 14 feet tall is when they turn fruit. So it is a very tall banana variety. And the dwarf one fruits at about 7, 8 feet maybe. So if you guys do, I mean, I would recommend a banana in most yard here in California. They're just so easy to grow. And they add a bit of kind of humidity and some bit protection if you have a lot of tropicals in your yard. So this is the tall Namwah. I would recommend the dwarf Namwah. Lots of them, if you do grow bananas, a lot of bananas varieties, they do need a bit of propping once they fruit, because those fruits are heavy and they tend to lean. So it's easier to prop a kind of dwarf variety than like a tall variety. And some variety tends to not top over as much. Namwah, they don't tend to top over. They're pretty sturdy, but they do lean quite a bit. The only reason I have this tall variety is this is being grown in a section of the chicken coop area. It's a section pen off area where I have the chickens, and chickens they tend to be very destructive. They eat all kinds of vegetation that's around, and they kind of they poop everywhere. So most places, when they've been in there for like just even like a year or two, most vegetation just don't grow in there. So with bananas, they take abuse quite well, and they take in really kind of strong fertilizer quite well. It doesn't seem to hurt them. So if you ever kind of go to the Home Depot and you see those bags of steer manures, I have bought those before and just dump it on the bananas, and it just didn't even kill it. It didn't even phase it. It actually liked it quite a bit. So with other trees, you do that, it's probably, the tree's definitely going to die. So that's why I have them at least the tall variety, so the chickens can't kind of get to them. And in this area, just kind of take up a lot of that kind of fertilizer that the chickens kind of produce. So I planted this out last year. I planted 3 pretty good sized pup last year. You can see it here. And so it's kind of taking over quite well, this section, which is what I was hoping for. So I did have one of the plants did produce this year. Let's see it here. There's a bit of yellowing here, but I'm not sure if this is from the sun. It doesn't seem like a natural yellowing. I do have one right here. That one's showing some natural kind of yellowing up. With most bananas, I would say do not let it fully ripen on the tree. The reason why is when you do let it fully ripen, I think the texture is not as great, and the peel of the banana skin tends to become very, very thin, making it really hard to peel the banana. So for me, once I see like one color break on a banana like that, usually it happens on the very top bunch. When I see that, then I go ahead and cut the whole bunch off. So this is not the biggest hand I've ever had. This is kind of like an okay size. I think there's about 8 or 9 hands on this. Sometimes you can get quite a bit more than that. So I'll probably end up cutting this, I would say, sometime today or sometime tomorrow when I get the chance. It is going to be pretty heavy. So the other varieties I have, this is a Dwarf Brazilian. I first had tried this banana some years back in Hawaii. So I think in Hawaii they call it like an apple banana. It's smaller. It's a small banana, and but it has a bit of like a little bit of nice tartness to it. Very pleasant tartness to it. So this is the Dwarf Brazilian. It fruits at about 7 feet, 7, 8 feet, I think. I have yet to fruit this one, so hopefully next year I'll get a fruit of it. Okay. This one is something called a Cyan Ruby. It's more ornamental than anything else. Um, it's a solid red color, and sometimes with it have these streaks of green. So about 15-20 years ago, I collected quite a bit of rare bananas. I had quite a few different variegates. I have a few different strains of variegated Namwahs. I had a Florida variegated banana. I had the Hawaiian variegated one also. And back then, this was about 15-20 years ago, these Siam Ruby, the pups used to go for $500 or $600 a pup. So I think these days they clone it, and when I found this, it was at the most surprising place. I found this at a Costco for $25, and I was like, oh, I must have it. I've always wanted to grow this just because of how beautiful the leaves are. So this is the first year I have it. So we'll see how it does through winter. But I haven't been able to find much information on the fruits itself. Lots of literature seems to conflict. Some says it produces some sort of edible bananas. Some say it doesn't. So if you do personally grow this one yourself, let me know. Let me know if it does produce an edible or non-edible banana. So this is Cyan Ruby. Hoping it does a little bit more growth next year, and then I could kind of take a full video of it. And I don't really grow too many ornamentals, so this is kind of like one of the exceptions for myself. Here is this banana variety.